Hey there everyone, Mazarok here, and today we've got Protection Paladin changes coming for 10.0.7. I did cover this last night live on stream, so if that's something that you would like to just be around, there's a Twitch link down below. There's please do like, comment, subscribe. There is a Discord link down below, and I cannot do this video without my patrons, who currently have access to quite a few early access videos right now, because Blizzard keeps putting out these posts, and I keep having to delay when I release them. So if that's something that you'd be interested in watching, you can watch that there. Alright, so let's get into this. This is definitely a mixed bag for me. There are some Death Knight changes, but it is entirely the Frost Tree, so nothing to worry about there. Windwalker, Mistweaver getting some changes. I didn't even read them. If it's not tank, I don't even look them. But Protection Paladin, this is what the video is about here. So we're getting some class tree changes, and we're getting spec tree changes. And like I said, this is kind of a mixed bag. So Seal of Mercy is now a 1-point rank, was 2. Divine Toll and Divine Resonance is being taken off the Prot Pally spec tree and put into the Protection Paladin, the Paladin class tree. And they're removing Seraphim and Sanctified Wrath from the class tree and moving those over. Retribution Aura is getting a redesign, which is going to stop you from getting wings, but is now actually going to give you a 5% increased damage and healing for 10 seconds to all party or raid members whenever a raid member within 40 yards makes more than takes more than 50% of their health and damage. This is giving Devo Aura and Ret Aura a pretty solid place in raid, I guess. I don't know. This is going to be really, really good for if you have someone that just dies all the time in your raid. Not bad. This is not a bad buff for progression. But, I mean, whatever. That's not really anything too big or too small to worry about. It's just a change. Sanctified Wrath has been added to the Prot tree, like we did say. Talent's position around the 20-point gate have been adjusted. This is what we're going to be talking about a lot. Spell Warding has been put into the capstone area of the tree. Strength and Conviction and Faith and Light have swapped locations in the protection tree, and Faith's Armor is now a 2-point talent. Why? And causes Shield of the Righteous to grant additional and now causes Shield of the Righteous to grant additional armor. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to the spec tree here. Open talent calculator. I thought I had already done that, so here we go. Alright, so as we kind of build, now I'm just building here to build, do not, like, I'm not taking anything that's, you know, I'm not going crazy here, alright? I'm just kind of building to have stuff put in. We're gonna do this, we'll do this, what else do we need? Rebuke, we'll do this. Oh, do we still have another point? Another point, perfect, we'll take sack. So right down here in the middle, you can see that Divine Toll and Divine Resonance are now being there. I don't know if they're taking the 45-second Divine Toll away. I'm not 100% sure on that. Right now on the calculator, we only have the Divine Resonance, so maybe that's the case. Aside from that, nothing really changes here, although we do lose the pathing options from Seal of Alacrity and Seal of Might over down here, which kind of makes sense that you'd be losing those pathing options, because you don't want you don't want to be able to take Divine Resonance without being able to take Divine Toll, right? Like, they're kind of hand in hand. All in all, the class tree is kind of fine. It's not really where we see any issues here. But then as we go over to the spec tree, this is where things start getting not fun. I'm going to kind of try and remember what build that I kind of go through and what I do here. So the problem isn't the left side of this tree. The problem is now the right tree. And the first big problem that we come into is Crusader's Judgment. Since they removed Holy Power Generation off Avenger's Shield, the talent that's made this, the talent combination that's made this feel incredibly good, not incredibly good, but has, like, removed some of the more negative aspects of this, is having 2 charges of Judgment at all times, because this is now a required talent. This is mandatory. You cannot play without this. Like, non-optional, you need 2 charges of Judgment and Sanctified Wrath. you now have to go through not fun stuff to be able to kind of get it, right? And the problem isn't here. So here we have strength and adversity. That's great. Cool. Boom. Done. But they removed where strength of conviction was, which is right here, which used to be right here, for faith in the light. Now, faith in the light, casting Word of Glory grants you additional block chance for 15% for 15 seconds. This is actually going to be... So this is... now, I don't know what's going on here. I think this is bugged. It should be increased per point. But I don't understand why this is a 2-point talent. I don't understand why this is a 2-point talent. And I don't understand why you would move this. See, now it's literally... You have to go through shittier means to be able to get this. Which means you're immediately restricting the tree. Now, does it feel nice to be able to take Hand of the Protector again? Yeah, I actually do like the fact that I get to take this. I do miss my Word of Glories doing big healing on people. But I gotta go through Light of the Titans to get it, which is a shitty talent that I don't like. And is 75% overhealing most of the time. Putting a small, tiny dot from your Word of Glory onto someone is completely useless for protection paladins most of the time. Like I said, this is good. This talent literally just equates to overhealing most of the time. You will see small value in like rot, decay scenarios, but the niche value of that just really isn't worth it. Which means you have to take extra points just to be able to unlock this, and you're losing flexibility within your tree. You're losing expression in your tree just to be able to take this mandatory talent. Like, non-optional, you have to take Crusader's Judgment, right? And that's kind of not fun. It's kind of not fun at all, actually. And even at that, there's a decent chance we're losing Strength and Adversity, which has been a really fun talent for me. I've liked it. You could lose Barricade of Faith and take Strength and Adversity, but you're choosing between survivability options now, and that sucks. I don't like that. I like to choose between defensive and offensive when I'm building this tree, and not feel like I'm losing either, and losing defensive options, and I know it's small, right? Like things like block chance or increase parry and things like that, but it does feel bad to not be able to grab those because you have to grab other talents for pathing issues. I think this is a mistake. I think get rid of Faith in the Light, or make it a 1-point talent, or just get rid of it. This needs to last longer, but the problem with that is if it lasts longer, it becomes a maintenance buff, right? Because 5 seconds is not exactly a short amount of time for generating 3 holy power and being able to cast another Word of Glory, but you also need to maintain your Shield of the Righteous, so you need full uptime on that, and that's really non-optional to be able to live in Mythic Plus or Raid or take a hit. So why, like, you're basically only using this on your free Word of Glory that you get through your Shining Lights. Every 3 Shield of the Righteous makes your next Word of Glory free. I don't understand this. Like, I'm trying to understand where they're going with this, and I don't like it. Now, my opinion. This is what I think they could do to help fix this, is take Uther's Counsel and take Crusader's Judgment and swap them places. Swap them places. Lock power behind power, or, like, just move this here. This needs to be more easily accessible. Blizzard, you made the choice to remove Holy Power Generation from Avenger's Shield, and we have found a way to make this work. And it requires Crusader's Judgment, and now you're punishing the tree for some odd reason. This needs to get changed. I'm not going to back down on this one. Something needs to happen here. Crusader's Judgment could be put in a spot that's just so much easier to grab. You could put it here on the right side, behind any of these two if you want. Everyone's going to want to try and path towards Sanctified Wrath. Strength and Conviction is still really, really good, and you're still going to need Righteous Protector, which is now a bottom capstone talent. Which, okay. Okay. Let's, fine, okay. But then we have other problems here, right? So, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Because you're so, like, your tree is now so rigid where before I had fun making a Pally spec tree, and now I'm just like, why are you forcing me to give all of this up? They moved Eye of Tyr, they moved it down to the capstone region here. Oh, I didn't have Improved Ardent Defender last time. That's what it was. Okay, because this is, yeah. So, Spell Warding's down here, but Improved Ardent Defender is still up here. So, this is where we kind of, I don't know. Like, Bulwark of Righteous Fury, we're just going to continue on, is now locked behind 2 points of Gift of the Golden Valkyr. My personal option here, the way that I like to play it, was actually only putting 1 point in here and putting the 2 points into Righteous Protector, which was here, which is now in Faith's Armor, which you now need to put in 2 points to get Final Stand, which just feels terrible. So if we go here and we take all of our points, it's like impossible to take Final Stand because we have 1 point left after we take Eye of Tyr, after we take Bulwark of Righteous Fury. We're losing defensive options here to be able to take with our talents and express that, and we're losing them in a big way, and this kind of hurts Holy Pally, like, Holy Pally, Protection Pally. I have been absolutely having a blast being able to take Righteous Protector and Final Stand in keys, and really Blessing of Spell Warding being a capstone talent here is, to me, makes this almost a dead talent unless it's absolutely 1000% required for something, because you just have, you'd be losing so much to take it, which when it was up here as a choice node between Ardent Defender, that was a good choice to take. It was an option that you had at your disposal, but you didn't need it at all times. Faith's Armor having 2 points and locking Final Stand behind it, I mean, why? Like, I think that's kind of the sentiment that I have for most of this, is just, why? What's your purpose here? What's going on? Why would you be doing this? Why are you kneecapping a spec you just buffed? How can you look at a spec and be like, okay, they need some help, we're gonna buff them, and then kneecap them? Like, see what I'm saying here? There's less skill expression, there's less player expression, there's less options, and there's more rigidity, which to me is the exact opposite from what you want from a tree. I don't know how they fix it. I don't know because I don't know where they're going with this. I see, most of the time I can see what Blizzard's doing and be like, okay, I understand where you're going. I understand the process here. It might take some time or whatever to kind of work out kinks and to choose different pathing issues, but this, I'm just like, I'm blinded by the light. Like, what? Why? But yeah, so this is going to be enough of a little rant. This kind of turned into a little squabbly rant here. I don't like this. Make Final Stand more easily accessible and whatever the fuck Faith's Armor is. Yeah, 20% additional armor, great. 2 points, not worth it. We don't have enough points for everything we want already. Taking something like this just kind of isn't worth it. I feel we're losing a lot. I feel we're losing too much. And it's not one big thing, it's a series of small things with this. I don't know, what do you feel about the Protection Paladin changes? I'd love to hear that down in the comment section down below. Have yourselves a good one, and hopefully they revert some of these changes for Prot, because I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. The class has been incredibly fun for me lately, and this feels like they're ruining some of it. Happy tanking, guys. Bye.